Hello, it's me again. No hat on today. Today's video is just a little reminder when you're checking over the wheel loading shovels, the type we have in Warrington, Chester, Birkenhead and some of the Manchester branches. Hope you enjoy it. So we're going to do a quick walk down, looking at the external parts of the machine, looking for any damage to the cab, the glass, the lights, etc. Look at the prop shaft underneath to make sure it's connected and there's no leaks on the floor. And we're going to go to the back of the machine and open up the engine cover. Simply unlock it, push the button in and you can lift it up to access the engine and all the ancillary bits and pieces. Now you see the engine, 4-cylinder diesel. At the back there you see the hydraulic tank. As long as you can see hydraulic oil in that little window, it's fine. If you need to put any in, undo the filler cap, release the pressure gradually, and obviously you fill it oil through that hole. When you finish, fully tighten it back up again. Batteries at the back. Check the engine oil. Dipstick's right there, right handy at the front. And it's in between the two lines, same as a fork truck, 2 marks. There's the filler cap. Not on the rocker box on these type of machines, it's pretty low at the back, so it's handy. You're working on a building site, etc. There you see the filler cap. Always put it back fully when you've finished. That's the belt for the alternator, check it's there and reasonably tight. Radiator's on the right hand side. Some machines would have a reservoir there for the water, but this one's hydraulically cooled. Use hydraulic oil to cool the engine basically. So there's nothing to check. Here we see the air filter, same as a fork truck, 3 clips. Take the cover off. Take the outer filter off, tap it out the same as you would with forklift, put it back and fasten the lid back on. When we're finished, obviously shut the bonnet and then we continue around the machine looking at the tyres and the wheel nuts. These have got pneumatic tyres, you put air pressure in, so you've got to watch out to make sure you haven't got a flat tyre or any damage to the sidewalls, etc. The tread can get pretty low because you're not going to go on the road as long as you've got a little bit of grip. Moving to the front, we're going to check out. So moving on to the side, check the other side. There's the rating plate, that little sort of container there, the little spherical thing. That's nothing to do with us, we don't check that, that's for the fitter to adjust the oil pressure and the hydraulics. So looking at the bucket, looking at the front edge, you can see it's quite worn, this one. You can unbolt it, swap it round or put a new one on. So when it gets too worn and it starts wearing the actual body of the bucket, we change it. We also get little, what I call mouse holes or pinholes in the bucket through digging on the concrete. When you're rubbing it on the concrete, it does wear away. As you can see, this one's had a few weld repairs. It's pretty standard that, they do get some hammer. Also check the hanging brackets for the bags. That's what they should look like, and you see the front ones broke off. A little look down the main boom, checking all the pipes for any leaks, kinks, etc. Check all the pins are in as well, look for any cracks on the actual body of the boom. Don't have to do it every single day, just keep your eye on them. Climb into the cab in a safe manner using 3 points of contact. And you can check the seat belt and the seat adjustments later on. Down there on the left, the top one, the green, is the brake fluid. Down there's the washer fluid for the wipers. Okay, steering wheel obviously. Over on the right we've got the bank switches. The ignition key goes in that slot there. Okay, one turn and the instrument panel lights up with all the warning lights, and you can see the hour meter underneath in the middle. So that's showing full tank of fuel. Fire the engine up, everything goes off, all the lights apart from the parking brake. The left hand stalk, that does your indicators, horn, washer, wipers, etc. And main beam for the headlights, the working lights. Okay, moving over to the right, the main joystick. That lifts the bucket by pulling it backwards. Put it straight back, the bucket goes straight up. As you can see, the harder you rev the engine, the faster you rev the engine, the quicker it'll go up. Lifting it to full height to check the smoothness of it, etc. And looking at all the pins, the pipes. Push the lever forward, it goes down. Now we push the lever over to the side, to the window, to the right. The bucket tilts forward. That'll tilt all the way forward, and pull it back towards the driver to the left, and the bucket racks back. It curls all the way back. Check the full range of movement before we set off. Okay, the other additional lever that opens and closes the trapdoor mechanism on the bottom of the bucket for filling the big bags. As you can see, open and close. Always make sure it's closed before you start moving on the yard with a bucket full of aggregate, otherwise you'll spend a lot of time brushing up. So lower down, bottom of the bucket in line with the middle of the front wheel is the travelling position. Over on the right we've got a bank of switches. There's all your lights, your fan, more lights, work lights. And that button there is a stabiliser button. I recommend you don't have it on unless you go on travelling on the road. If you leave it off, it's better for digging into piles of material. It just stops the bucket bouncing basically when you're travelling at any speed. Okay, and at the back we've got the heater control panel, cold and warm, hazard lights, and under the right hand armrest, if you lift it up, there's a handbrake. So obviously it's on at the moment. Pull it up slightly, release it, takes the handbrake off. We'll go back onto the joystick in a minute for the direction control. Pull it up to put the handbrake back on. Handbrake off. Onto the main joystick again. The little thumb wheel is the direction control. As you see, push it forward, green light comes on for forward, and the machine moves forward. Push the little thumb wheel back, or an amber light comes on at the back and it goes into reverse. And we press the bottom button on the top, that puts it into neutral, and reapply the handbrake. So that's the full scale of movements. Little switch alongside the main joystick, that's normally got a cover on the front that says tortoise and hare, it just makes it go faster or slower. So we've done the walk around checks, checked the external condition of it, checked the engine oil, the coolant, etc. We've got in the cab, we've checked the functions of all the levers and the buttons and switches and whatnot. Obviously in addition to that, we would have checked the brakes, the steering, and made sure your seat belt and your seat adjustment were working okay. Just gonna add a little bit on the end of this video to show you the doors and the glass window. Very important you know how they operate, because you need it shut in the winter obviously, and they can get damaged if you're not careful. The window on the near side and the door on the driver's side, as you can see, held in place by a big sort of lug or a prong that goes through the door and into a latch on the inside. It's normally opened by pushing the inside of that latch, it's like a button, and it just releases the lug. On this one, it's got a little lever that you can actually pull, and it does the same job via the cable. If you watch, the door will swing shut now, you'll see the lug on the outside. It is important you keep an eye on these glass doors, because if you hit the concrete wall it will break very easily and they're very expensive to repair. So that's another one done and dusted. Again, don't know what you make of it. I do my best with these little videos that I can with my phone and trying to work on my own. Just one thing, when you're using this digger under normal circumstances in the yard, don't forget, although it's got a cab on it, you should still be putting your seatbelt on. You're not guaranteed that you're going to be saved if it rolls over, so your seatbelt is there to save your life. I've told you must use it. I'm just following what the risk assessment says. Okay guys, stay safe. See you next time, and hopefully I'll have had a shave by then.